Friday. That's right. I had to remember what day of the week it was. Anyway, we're here again with another exciting host. I'm telling y'all need to stay tuned on the other side of this. Um, we are interviewing a well-known playwright, an author, a director. This gentleman has done some things in the Atlanta area. He's awesome. So I hope that you all stay. And this week, for some reason, my music ain't working. But hey, we gonna keep it going. See, I try to tell y'all, you gotta make a plan and make it happen, and you have to keep going even though things happen. So y'all stay tuned. We gonna get this party started. Now, back to the lecture at hand. I forgot what rapper said that. But anyway, today we have the great um, opportunity. See, I couldn't even think of a good word today. To interview this young man. He is doing some things. Deonte Bolden is an award winning Atlanta based author, filmmaker, host, playwright. Through his production company, Deonte Bolden Productions, the Washington, D.C. native made his directing and playwriting debut with the premiere of the stage play Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. The inaugural work was well received by the Atlanta community and inspired audiences during the two sold out performances. He is the author of two publications, Purpose Pains, which won the Peach Theater Literary Award in 2020, and a children's book, Differently Abled, which is an empowerment book for about four children with disabilities who go on a journey of developing self-love, acceptance, and confidence. The empowering story recently landed Deontay on in an interview with Atlanta's 11 Alive News and Atlanta Live on WATC TV 57 in Atlanta. Deontay is currently developing a series of works built around his life experiences that will inspire many generations. Deontay is also the CEO of his own academy, the Bolden Academy, where he educates, inspires, and encourages other creatives to push towards boldness and greatness. Through his academy, he is helping others tell their powerful stories. So y'all got to give this up. Give it up for this young man that's doing such a wonderful job. Let's give an applause for Deontay Bolden. What's going on, man? I mean, man, my head was spinning for reading all them accolades. I'm like, man, I barely graduated public school, and here you got a whole list of stuff. Man, welcome to Map TV. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here. How are you?
Just fine, just fine, just fine. So we're gonna jump right into this. So, what prompted you to decide to go down this path of telling stories?
It went from early childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm a DC native, but I grew up in a single family home. My mom and dad divorced when I was 4 years old. I don't really have any recollection of or remembrance of my mom and dad actually being together.
Mm.
Um, and I had a brother with special needs. And growing up, he had a condition called muscular dystrophy, which is a disease that weakens the immune system in the muscles. And when he was 10 years old, he was pretty much confined to a wheelchair. He wasn't supposed to live to see past 10 years old. And growing up, it was difficult for me because I didn't understand it at a young age. He was my older brother, and I was being the older brother to my older brother.
Mm.
And, the fantasy world and creation and imagery and all that different stuff really caught me at a young age because it was my escape from reality. Not saying that my situation was that worse, but or bad,
Mm-hmm.
but I think escaping into that from reality a little bit helped me to kind of maneuver in that at a young age because I didn't really understand why I had to have a brother with special needs. And it
Mm.
wasn't until his passing in 2006 that really helped me to understand the reasoning of that, because it helped me to be the man that I am today. Responsible, mature, and just caring about different people. And writing was therapeutic for me, in regards to dealing with the loss of my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Went through a journey of depression after that, suicidal and all those different things. And it wasn't until I found the gift of writing that I was able to live again. And I felt like it was me finding my purpose, because I went through identity crisis.
Mm.
Who am I now that my brother's not here? Who's Deonte? Because a lot of my identity was wrapped around taking care of my brother, and that's all that I knew. So it introduced me to a path of creativity and knowing that I can do something to inspire other people, and also deal with the loss and deal with the grieving process of losing my brother. So writing pretty much saved my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how stressful was it for you to go through that as a younger man taking care of your older brother?
It was a lot, because it was times that I really resented the fact that I had to deal with a brother with special needs. I felt like that I was at a disadvantage. I resented the fact that I had to, at such a young age, have that responsibility, because other kids would go out and play with their big brother, and it would look like they would have so much fun. But here I am, having a brother that I have to constantly answer the questions of, why is your brother in a wheelchair? Why is he the way he is? Protecting my brother. But I think in maturity, and up until his passing, as I grew up and became a teenager and really started to see how much joy he brought to my life, and how much he was really truly an impact on who I was, and my character, and how I carried myself. I possess a lot of his qualities as well. So I realized that I was blessed, and I was blessed more than the average person to have a brother with special needs, because it taught me so much about myself.
Wow. So when you were growing up and taking care of brother, and then you start to realize how blessed you were, and did it help you in your communicative skills with others?
Yes, it helped me to be kind to other people, because I saw kids used to pick on my brother. I always had a heart for the special needs community. I was always looking out for the special needs kid in class. I had a friend named Thomas, I remember,
Hmm.
um, in elementary school. And because I took care of my brother, I would also look after him. And, his mom and my mom became friends. And they were able to talk about, why I was so compassionate towards him, because I knew what it was like to, know someone with special needs, and kind of know that world. And it just really taught me patience.
Hmm.
Patience is a virtue. Patience is something I have to learn a lot in life, in this field, this industry that I'm in, working on patience, talking about that today. And it's just having patience in dealing with people, period, when you're trying to build an academy, a business, a brand, a production company. So, yes, absolutely.
So did your brother become your why?
He definitely did, yes. Because I lost him at a young age. My brother passed when he was 22.
Hmm.
And because he didn't really have that, full life of living and being able to see 33 years like I am at this current time, I always feel like that's my why, to keep his legacy alive. I feel like part of me writing and creating is also having a connection to my brother, spiritually. I feel like when I wrote my book, Differently Able, that, he was coming alive again through me, through these stories and different pieces of what I write and create. And I just feel like that I have to keep going, because not only am I achieving success for myself, but I'm doing it for him as well, to keep his name alive. So,
Wow. Because I hear you talk about him and reference him a lot when we're in Clubhouse, and I can see and hear the joy that you have when you reference him. And so,
yeah.
does that give you an inner uh, drive to keep going because of him?
Yeah, absolutely. And just like I said before, that I don't feel like it's just for me; it's for him.
Hmm.
Make your why selfless. It really gets you out of the bed. It really gets your adrenaline going. It gets you moving. And that's what I feel with my brother. There's times where I'm uninspired. I don't want to write. I don't want to create. And people say you're the most motivated person, but all of that doesn't just come from Deonte. It comes from the fact that I just got to keep going, because I know that Jaquan, who is my brother, he would want me to keep going and keep pushing, because
Wow.
he knows that I have something great.
Hmm. So when you started writing, how did that help you how was that your therapy? Because I know you had things going on in your head, but how did writing really help you?
Yeah. Well, one of the things is because men, and I'm quite sure you know that we tend to suppress a lot of our emotions. We don't like to show a lot of our, inner feelings and our
Right.
emotions. We're taught, especially as African American men at a young age, that, you don't cry, you don't, you move on, you be a man about it, wipe away the tears, you can't show that. And I felt that way growing up, and I've had people in families, in my family, tell me that you got to keep going. You got to get over that. That's the past. But writing really helped me to find a lane to express myself. I'm able to tell these different stories. I'm able to write my emotions and feelings. I'm able to put a part of myself in different characters and how I feel, and be able to live that out through writing scripts and telling stories. So all of that is just really a way to provide an outlet for me to express myself, because sometimes we just don't feel like we're being heard. But when people are able to read your books or able to watch your productions, whether it's in theater and film, people are understanding your message and how you feel, and other people are able to relate that back to you,
Hmm.
and talk to you about it, and you feel like your message is being heard. So that's a beautiful way of storytelling.
Wow. So when you start writing more, when did you figure that you wanted to start doing something with the writing or taking it to the next level?
When I was writing social media in its early stages, so, the MySpace, the early stages of Facebook, you'll post things that you write and create, and people will actually give you feedback like, "Wow, man, you're expressing my thoughts." So I feel that way. That's powerful. And I was like, well, I'm just writing little paragraphs and poetry right now, but this might could turn into something else. And next thing you know, I always had this image in my head of how I see certain stories, and I never really wrote them down, but they stuck with me for years.
Mm.
I think God was giving me grace, because a lot of times when God gives you an idea and you don't use it, He moves on to the next. But He gave me grace in that period,
Hmm.
uh, sticking to those stories. And originally, I was going to move to Los Angeles, and when I did in 2012 to just pursue acting, and I was talking about on set how I had all these different ideas of these different films, thinking that somebody else was going to take it and write it. But one of my former friends in the industry, he was like, you know what, you got all these ideas. He was like, you need to go write that. He was like, you do know that you're going to be on set doing what I'm doing. You're going to be directing and writing and creating your own content. And I looked at him like, huh? Not me. I just want to be on the sideline. Don't start prophesying over here.
Ah,
But it was true. And next thing you know, I went home that week, and I actually wrote an entire script, and he was able to read it, and he gave me some feedback at that time and told me that it was great, and I just kept going ever since.
really?
Hmm.
So that spurs you on to keep writing, keep writing, keep writing, and you
Yeah.
had no coach in writing.
No, I really just taught myself. But during the process, I always tell people you got to have someone in your corner that's reading your scripts too, that's giving you constructive feedback. No writer writes a script alone. You got to have a writer's coach or someone in your circle that you can hand this script over to and say, hey, this is what I have. Give me some feedback, and that's what I've learned on my career as well. So no, I've had some college experience. Even in college, when I was going to Chiwan University,
Mm.
my professor told me that I had the gift of writing, and I kind of ignored it a little bit
Hmm.
because I didn't want to hear it. I was just like, "This is something I'm trying to do, just get through my course." But she was like, "You do know that you're a great writer,"
Hmm.
and yeah, so. The writer's bug found me in different ways, but it wasn't until I answered the call and that God opened up so many other doors for me.
Wow, that's
Mhm.
wonderful. So,
Mhm.
how did you then segue into doing a deep dive? Because when I sat here and said you went from writing to stage plays, I'm like, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I know so many people that get stuck at the writing stage. They don't take it to the next level. So, was there? Did you have a play? Did you have a production? How did we get to that stage?
Well, filmmaking is very expensive. So I tried it a couple of times and have amazing scripts, but I kind of connected with some people in the industry that I shouldn't have connected to, that the project didn't go the way I wanted it to, which is a learning lesson, and it's a lesson in disguise because it's taught me a lot. So when I did move to Atlanta, connecting with someone who was passionate about what I was doing, come to find out that that business relationship wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I was here in Atlanta, and I was like, okay, well, I'm already here. I want to get back into film, and I connected with some people who said that they were going to, be a part of investing in what I have going on. And it was just a lot of disappointment. So I said to myself, what can I do in the meantime to still tell my story? Maybe not
Mm.
in the filmmaking process, but still be able to get the story out there so people can, experience it. So I ventured into playwriting, and somebody was like, you really need to start writing plays. And I was like, really? And, if you really got a good play and a good budget, playwriting tends to be a little bit more or less expensive than film because there's so many components to filmmaking.
Okay.
And there's a lot of components to playwriting. So I decided to put on my first stage production because it was a script that I love, Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. And God was just feeling me to put on a play, put on a production. And I originally wrote it as a film, but then I went on and converted it to playwriting format so I can put it on for the stage. And I've just been going ever since. I feel like you have a story, find different ways of telling your story. And for me, I love the aspect of telling my story in different, ways, different facets. I can tell my story on a film, I can tell my story in a play, I can put it
Mm.
in a book. I just want to learn all aspects of writing. So yeah.
Wow. So, how satisfying was it when you knew that you had two sold out shows?
I was surprised. Honestly, when I did my play in 2019, I actually thought that I was probably going to get maybe 10, 15 people come up and show up because in Atlanta, I had just moved here the year prior to me putting on the show. And then at the time, I had to build up my confidence because I was like, this is something I'm doing. Who knows me? But then once we really got it out there and the cast came together, and then I sold out those shows, I was just like, wow, I feel like I was really stepping into my lane because a lot of people don't sell out shows, their first time putting on the shows. I heard Tyler Perry's story when he first did his, it was like 5, 6 people showed up.
Mm-hmm.
But it was amazing to just have that support. And, I learned so much, from putting on a stage production. I've done that production 4 times now.
Really?
It's been a journey, and I'm learning so much as I go. I got my notes. Yeah, and people really underestimate playwriting and creativity. Production period. There's so many things that you have to deal with behind the scenes, cast members, difficulties that some of them give you. You have to deal with, crew and people just being, messy. And sometimes we think that people are adults, but it's almost like sometimes when you're doing a production, it's like childcare because you got to keep up with all the different people. Everybody works in their different ways, and it can be very stressful. And I got a few gray hairs up here.
And you only 33.
My mom was like, "You got gray hair." I'm like, "I'm quite sure I do."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, are you thinking about bringing the play back, that particular one? Or are you going to just.
I'm praying about it. The goal is to next year put on another stage production. I'm thinking about actually taking this one on the road and going to different cities with it. It's just making the right connections and getting the budgeting together. But yeah, I want to put on another production in 2023. So I don't know what it'll be yet because I actually have so many scripts ready. One of another stage production I want to do to put on the stage is one called When Pride Comes Before the Fall. So
Mm.
that would be the title of my second production. Now, whether I put that on next year or a year after, we'll see. But I'm still indecisive which one I want to do. But it will be another production next year. So.
Wow, that's amazing. So, uh, you have two publications. Let's talk about Purpose Pains and Differently Able. So, explain what Purpose Pains is?
Yes, so Purpose Pains was really my response and my answer to people who ask, well, why do you stay so motivated and what keeps you going? Because a lot of people are inspired by my journey,
Mm-hmm.
even people who are in my network of people and in my colleagues or my inner circle and fellow playwrights and creatives. And I just think that sometimes people tend to not understand how to pivot after they go through difficulties in life. And I've been one who've experienced many challenges and tragedies. And I really wanted to write a story to help people to understand the things that I've overcome and, how pain can really help to push you towards your purpose. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times we're so busy trying to find our purpose, but sometimes our purpose is right in front of us. So Purpose Pains is really a 5 chapter volume that I put together to help people to understand and break down pain, how pain prepares you for where you need to be, how you need to learn how to adapt from your pain. I go through the process of illumination, understanding what God is trying to show you in that period. And then I talk about, navigation, how we think that sometimes when we go through those difficulties and
Okay, we lost you. Deonte, can you hear me? We lost you. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. See if I can get him a call back. Hold on. Hold on. Hold. We have we have a little technical difficulty. We lost our guest. So call. Hold on. Call back on the. Thanks. So we lost our guest. Oh, here he comes. All right, got him. All right. All right, you're back. Go ahead.
right, okay, yes. I don't know what happened, but yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. It buffered and it stopped, and I said nope. And
Okay, but
just sent you a text, but you here now. Continue, because we were talking about the
yes.
purpose pains. So, question, not the new question is, when did you know that you were up for the Peach Theater Library Award for that year for 2020 for that? Did they contact you? How did that go?
So yeah, a friend of mine, she's a colleague, she's a playwright as well, P. Shanda DuBois, and she told me about it. She has her own award show. And she was like, "I'm really inspired how you're pushing your book and getting your book out there." Because it was my first baby, so I was on every platform talking about it. And she notified me that she wanted to highlight me because she was intrigued by the story and what I created and the message that I was putting out there. And yeah, we were shut down around COVID, and I got
Mm-hmm.
a message from her. Yeah, you were up for the Peach Theater Award, and I'm just so grateful for her because she's definitely one of my supporters.
Wow. So how did it feel when you won it?
It was good to be able to do to be able to receive an award and to be able to a lot of times we do stuff in this industry and sometimes we don't feel like that people are really getting the message and that is impacting people's lives. So I was just honored to be able to get an award. I've been up for several awards and nominated, but to actually win an award and to be able to take it for that, I'm so appreciative of that.
Wow. That's amazing, man. Y'all watching this, I told y'all he was gonna bring the truth. This he done
Yes.
won a award and two sold out shows. See there? See, he made a plan to made it happen. So how now your children's book differently able. And that's an empowerment book about 4 children with disabilities. And so how has that book been received, and what has happened since you released that book?
This book has definitely been the big seller. It's a story that has really was inspired by my brother, and one of the characters in the book, King, um, was inspired and pretty much created because he's exactly who my brother is and the characteristics and everything. And the process of this book was really just sitting at home thinking of my brother. And I was like, it'll be great to write a book that really highlights special needs to help kids to understand. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have those resources of having a book I could go to the library or pick up to understand what my brother is going through with. So I wrote about these 4 children going into middle school, being bullied and teased, the holiday season where most kids are asking for gifts and toys, but because they're frustrated and tired of being picked on and bullied, they decide to write a letter to Santa to make them normal for a day. And they meet him at the North Pole with their request and go on that magical journey, but they realize that the grass isn't always green on the other side and that they're different because they make a difference. And I've been able to be on so many platforms. I actually wrote the news station here telling them about the book, and a week later the lady was like, come on and talk about your book. I really like this message that you were providing. And because of that, I was able to be a part of a lead conference, which is a special needs conference that happens every year here in Atlanta for Atlanta public schools and children with disabilities who really need caretakers and people in their corner. And it's just been a blessing. Everybody really just loves this book. And on Clubhouse, I'm in rooms where people who have special needs children. I don't know if you know Jennifer Geigel.
Yes.
Oh yeah, her daughter loves the book. It's just
that's good, man.
Go ahead.
That's wow. So that project's really taken off, and see, once you start telling your story, man, people start resonating to you. And I'm glad you're talking, because you talk about that, because you don't know who you're blessing, and that book's about self-love, acceptance, and confidence. That's amazing. And you've been on TV. They featured you in the paper also.
Yes, I've been in ATL Voyage magazine, Shout Out Atlanta magazine. I'm about to be on the cover of a magazine in November. I think it's called Mega Magazine, which is a magazine here in Atlanta. And just lots of Growth Women Business magazine. So many have featured me in their magazine. So it's been incredible. It's been incredible. Putting yourself out there is the most important thing.
So when you're out in the public, have people spotted you and say, "That's Deonte Bolden"? He's
I've had it happen at my job because I'm
really.
an actor. So yeah, I've been in productions, and this lady, she dropped everything in the store, and she was like, "It's you, Deonte." And I get it a lot in certain spaces. People will know me. If I go to events or fellow playwrights and support them, people tend to know me. But I'm always humble. I'm always sitting in the back, just
Right.
checking everything out. So
That is so cool. So
yeah.
cool. So tell us, you're developing a series of works built around your life experience that you want to touch generations. So how is that project going?
It's going great. Just really sharing stories when I feel something and I have a message. I make sure that I write it. I have a lot of scripts, like I said, I want to do. My current project is coming out. I have a film called The Skin I'm In, Volume 1, Melon and Melanie. And I was inspired around COVID when we were dealing with a lot of police brutality and racism was at its highest in years. And I really just wanted to write a story from the eyes of a biracial woman dealing with the
Mm.
topic of colorism. Her daughter, she's a mother now and a wife, and she dealt with the trauma and pain of being bullied for being biracial. Now she has a daughter, and she's teaching her how to become a colorist, thinking that she's protecting her, but she's doing more harm than good. And her daughter ends up experiencing racism in a way that she didn't imagine her to experience it. And it's a beautiful story of when we don't heal from our pain and trauma, we pass it on to our offspring, and we carry it into our adulthood. And it's a beautiful story of self acceptance and love. So I think it's our duty as writers and creators to write, to spread a message of positivity. There's so much negativity and messages being spoken. But how about let's spread something positive, worth seeing, something that we can share with our children and family. And I'm just impacted, every time I hear, people say, I love what you're doing and I'm going to share that book with my child. Or I can't wait to see that movie because the trailer for The Skin I'm In is on YouTube.
Hmm.
And everybody, I can't wait to come out because I want to share this with my daughter. And I'm biracial and I experienced that and I feel that. So it's just a lot of that. So I'm just excited to be able to share the story.
Now, y'all heard his stuff is on YouTube. Now, I got to give him a plug. Y'all see this website under here? Go and buy his product. Don't get it from Amazon and other places. Go straight to his page. You can find him on YouTube. Please, when you get to YouTube and you see his channel, please subscribe to Deonte Bolden's channel. Also, he's on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Please support this young man. I think he's doing a fabulous job. It does not take nothing to go to that subscribe button and push it. And hit the bell notification so when he comes out with new videos and new content, you will know it first. Not somebody tell you, you'll know it first. So please get his product. And then when he comes back out for looking for love on all the looking for love in all the wrong places, please support him. Because if he take it around the country, he come to Detroit, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? But so that the new projects around your experiences. Now you have your own academy. How did that fall into place?
Clubhouse.
What? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. We gotta. What you did? What?
Oh, so that's you doing the horn.
Yeah.
Inside joke to whoever is on Clubhouse. Yeah, actually Clubhouse. I'm always on Clubhouse networking. If you're not on Clubhouse, it's a great effective networking tool because I met you and so many others. But after I was sharing different spaces, you know how it is in network rooms, I will always get a flood of people hitting my inbox. I got a story to share. We need to connect. I want to talk to you. It got to the point where last year I got so overwhelmed because I was trying to help guide people on their journey of writing their productions. I was reading scripts and I was overwhelming myself, and I had to talk to one of my friends who is Shayna. She was on the friend, and I got on the phone with her one day and I was telling her, I was like, I'm reading this guy's script. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, why are you reading people's scripts and productions and giving advice for free? She was like, no wonder why you're overwhelmed. And I thought about it and it clicked with me. She was like, you need to start branding yourself. She was like, this is, the lane for you. This is going to be your moneymaker. And you need to start, charging for what it is that you do. So I went on this journey of just, outlining how I wanted to structure the Bolden Academy. And I worked on it. And this year I just really started getting into the business aspect of it. And I just wanted to create a space because a lot of times creators, they know what they want to do, writers, people in the creative space, but they just don't know how to do it. And I want to be able to help coach them through that process. Mm-hmm. So I created the Bolden Academy, which is going to be a place where boldness meets greatness, where I want to educate, empower, and encourage creatives. And through that, I'm going to be helping people to tell their stories. So if you have a story or a book or idea that you want to turn into a production, Bolden Academy is here. I'm going to be having some master classes coming up. I have a workshop next Saturday, called From the Page to the Stage, where I'm going to be helping authors turn their books into productions. And there's one spot left for anybody who wants to be a part of that. Go to theboldenacademy.com. And now I'm taking consultations with people, and then just going to be doing some workshops, acting workshops as well. So it's a lot that's going to be happening. And then the award show is coming later, the Bolden Award.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Rewind. You said the what? The Bolden Award show? Oh my God.
Originally it was going to be the Bolden Awards before the Academy. Yes. Before the Academy, it was going to be just the awards show, but the Academy kind of helped to prompt and something I needed to focus on first. But there will be an awards show from that's coming from the Bolden Academy called the Bolden Awards, where I'm going to be bringing and awarding those who achieve in boldness and greatness in their various endeavors and careers. So yes, that's coming down the line as well.
Wow. So your friend, who is my coach, told you to amazing, isn't it? She's the reason behind we have Map TV. And she's the reason that you are seeing this success that you're seeing now. Because you listen, but you took action. See, there's so many people that listen but don't take action. But you listen and you took action. You are active in those clubhouse rooms. Sometimes we on the stage together. You're a moderator, I'm a moderator. And I just sit there and listen. But you provide so much value to people because not only your story, your experience, and what you bring to the table. I'm impressed. You got the Bolden Academy. You know, I mean, people gonna be hitting you up like they hitting you up now and back channel. Oh, Deonte, I need you to look at my script. I'm thinking about doing a play. What do you think? Well, that's a paid consultation. They should, you know, cash at me, Zelle me, this, that, and the other. And then they do. Okay. Then they want your. Oh, will you please hold my hand as I walk through this journey for 12 weeks? Well, that'll be $5,000. Okay. Where can I send a check?
Oh,
And
those are
then
my type of people. Yeah.
right then you think bigger, and then you start blowing up, and then they say, well, I want you to show me. I need a year coaching, or that'll be $50,000. Okay, where do I send the check to? That's where you going.
Those, that's my type of people. So I speak that because
You ain't
when you
need 10
first
of them.
starting out, when you first starting out, it's difficult because you gotta know how to construct your people. And my business coach was telling me that today. We have to change our circle and people. Even our following on Instagram, because some people think that just $100 for a course is a lot, but
Right.
it's like no, like we're on this level now where we are elevating. So I'm looking for those people you talking about that $50,000 ain't nothing for them. I'm gonna spend 1,500 for your masterclass and all of that. So that's where I'm looking at and looking to connect to. So.
Yeah, we just have to see what they like and find what they like and look what they like.
Right.
Because
Mm.
anytime Tony Robbins can have coaching waiting list for 2 years, and it's $1 million. If I was told right, it's $1 million for his time for I think one day, and he has a 2 year waiting list. There's a whole market out there that you can fill. Everybody can't go to him. Everybody can't be coached by him. So you have a product here that's really going to take off. And just like me, I just had to elevate my mindset and surround myself around different people. And you're doing that now because the Bolden Academy is going to take off. I mean, your tagline is educates, inspires, encourages other creators to push toward boldness and greatness. So these people are gonna be able to tell their stories because you coaching them. They
Oh,
scared to put the pen on the paper, but by the time you get through with them, wee. So you doing
let's
fine,
go.
man. You are doing fine. My goodness, because I was impressed when we crossed
Appreciate
paths in Clubhouse, and I started listening and listening and listening and did my due diligence and started vetting y'all and looking at your profile. I said, oh, wait a minute. He know what he talk about. It ain't like you had some raggedy play down in some garage with some weak lights. No, you did a real production. And that separates you from the wannabes because you were doing it. It separates you from that. So what are your plans going into 2023? From here on out, what are you doing besides, you got the book you're working on, you putting final touches on Bolden Academy, you got this one webinar, and uh, give us the details of the webinar or the meeting that you're having again. When is it?
So from the page to the stage workshop for any authors, I recommend not just authors if you really just want to know the facts and the tools and strategies of playwriting, sign up because it's going to be like playwriting 101,
Mm-hmm.
but also adding in stuff for authors. But it's going to be on September 24th, next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's virtual, so if you go to thebodenacademy.com, you can register, get the opportunity to get that one-on-one from me. The price that I have it now is definitely won't be the price that it will be
I
in the
know
future.
that,
It's going to be
right?
much more. So I'm like, this was, me being with my business coach and us talking and working on some things. So I'm a man of character, so I said I'm going to leave it what it is now. But the next time I come back, it's going to be way more than that. So you can register and just come on and learn the effective tools of storytelling. I say the worst type of writing is predictable writing. So
Oh, yes.
I'm one of those writing coaches that's going to tell you, you know what? This is how you do it. This is how you, put that work in to tell your story effectively. That way, your audience is going to be engaged. So, yes, I'm excited about that. And going into 2023, um, I'm working on putting a master class together for emerging bold playwrights. So that's going to be coming in 2023. And I'm going to be, like I said, just continuing to brand the Bolden Academy. I want to travel with my stage production, so that's one of the goals. I don't know if that's going to happen in 2023 because that's a plan out thing, but if God see fit, it will happen in 2023. But just keep growing. Each year I just want to look back and be able to say, wow, I accomplished something great. This year I was putting on my play again in February, so that was my goal checked off my list to do. And it was a success. Another two shows, so four sold out shows for Looking for Love. So yeah, just keep growing, and just keep climbing, monetizing. Next year, I want to leave my 9 to 5 job and focus on the Bolden Academy. So that's the goal as well.
Man, you are doing fine, man. Wow. Did y'all hear all that? Please go to Deonte Bolden Productions. Please sign up for his class. Please back channel him. Sign up for his coaching because some of y'all need some help. And hey, make sure you invest in it too. Don't be scared. And look, it's worth it. You put your investment in, you're going to see it. You just got to do the work. That's all you got to do. But please go to Deonte Bolden Productions.com. Get his books. Visit his virtual meeting he's having on the 24th. All the information is there. Okay? All the information is there. This gentleman has really just graced our stage and, oh, man, just tore it up. any last words you got, sir? Anything else you want to share with our audience?
Just to continue to keep growing, it's going to be a constant journey. Don't let any setbacks pull you back or let it prepare you for a major comeback. Continue to be diligent in what you do. Continue to be inspired. And if you're looking for someone to help you tell your story, then hit up theboldenacademy.com. I thank you for this opportunity to be on your platform. As soon as you asked me to do it, I was like, I definitely want to do it. Usually sometimes I tell people I'm going to pray about it and get back to you. I have to research them, but as soon as you said it, I was all in. So I just
Uh,
appreciate you.
Man, I tell you, I thank you because I felt led to ask you, and I said let me catch him now because he about to blow up, and then further down the road, your relatives would be like, he was on Map TV. I'm like, shoot, he's the one that helped us go to the next level. So I appreciate stuff like that, man. I think you're doing a fine job again, y'all. Go to Deonte Bolden Productions.com. Get his books. Okay, when he does this play and it goes around the nation, it's probably gonna go further than that. Y'all want to be a part of it. Tyler Perry started off one way. Look at him now. Deonte Bolden started off one way. Look at him now. Okay, and he's just telling his story to the world, bringing his characters to life. He has a seminar that you all need to sign up for on September the 24th. Don't forget, go to his website, which you can see right at this screen, DeonteBoldenProductions.com. Please find him on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Find him. But if anything, find him on Clubhouse because that's where the money resides. Find him on Clubhouse and sit there and listen to all these wonderful people, the rooms that we follow. I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed. So we thank you, sir, for coming aboard on Map TV, helping taking us to the next level, man. You just stay tuned because I'm gonna close the show out, and we thank you for your time. And just hang in there, okay? Hold on. Okay, y'all. I told y'all. Y'all don't be believing me, but I told y'all. I said we're gonna have another exciting guest. We've had authors. We've had religious folk, we've had comedians, we've had playwrights now, directors, playwrights, feature film folk. Okay, that's what you keep doing when you make a plan, make it happen. You keep having different guests to come and bless y'all because everybody doesn't do the same thing. So it's great to see somebody that does something different as opposed to what we see on TV all the time. So I know that this was fun. This was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. Unfortunately, the comments wasn't working, so I couldn't pull y'all up. The software was tripping. Just be honest with y'all. Otherwise, we would have recognized you and we recognized your questions. Okay? But God bless you, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.